Are you ready to embark on a journey of discovery? Join Legacy Explorers as we take you on an adventure through myths, history, space, and culture. Uncover hidden gems of the past and present with us. Let's explore together. The gods of Olympus were not known for their mercy or justice. They often inflicted harsh and eternal punishments on those who offended them, whether they were mortals, demigods, or even fellow gods. Here are some of the most notorious examples of their wrath. 1. Tanelus, he was a son of Zeus and a king of Phrygia. He abused his privileged position on Olympus by stealing the nectar and ambrosia of the gods and sharing them with his mortal friends. He also killed his own son, Pelops, and cooked him in a stew, hoping to trick the gods into eating him. Only Demeter, who was distracted by the loss of her daughter Persephone, ate a piece of his shoulder. The gods were enraged and restored Pelops to life, replacing his missing shoulder with an ivory one. They also sent Tantalus to Tartarus, the deepest part of the underworld, where he was tormented by hunger and thirst. He was placed in a pool of water, but whenever he tried to drink, the water receded. Above him hung a branch of fruit, but whenever he tried to reach, the wind blew it away. Thus, he was doomed to suffer eternal frustration and deprivation. 2. Sisyphus, he was a cunning and greedy king of Corinth, who cheated death twice. The first time, he tricked Thanatos, the god of death, into chaining himself, thus preventing anyone from dying. The second time, he persuaded Persephone, the queen of the underworld, to let him return to the living for a day, but he refused to go back. He also revealed the secret affair of Zeus and Aegina, the daughter of the river goddess Copus, to the latter. Zeus was furious and ordered Thanatos to capture him again. This time, Sisyphus could not escape his fate. He was condemned to roll a huge boulder up a hill, only to watch it roll back down, over and over again, for eternity. 3. Ixion, he was a king of the Lapiths, who committed a terrible crime. He killed his father-in-law, Deionius, by pushing him into a pit of burning coals, to avoid paying the bride price for his wife, Dia. He was shunned by everyone, except Zeus, who took pity on him and invited him to Olympus. However, Ixion was not grateful for his hospitality. He lusted after Hera, the wife of Zeus, and tried to seduce her. Zeus found out and decided to test him. He created a cloud in the shape of Hera, called Nephele, and sent it to Ixion. Ixion embraced the cloud and impregnated it, giving birth to the first centaur, Centaurus. Zeus was outraged and punished Ixion by binding him to a fiery wheel that spun endlessly in the air. 4. Danaids, they were the 50 daughters of Danas, the king of Libya. He had a twin brother, Aegyptus, who had 50 sons. Aegyptus wanted to marry his sons to his nieces, but Danas feared a prophecy that said he would be killed by one of his sons-in-law. He fled with his daughters to Argos, but Aegyptus followed them and demanded marriage. Danas reluctantly agreed, but he gave each of his daughters a dagger and told them to kill their husbands on their wedding night. All of them obeyed, except Hypermnestra, who spared her husband, Lynceus, because he respected her wish to remain a virgin. The other 49 sisters were punished by the gods for their murders. They were sent to the underworld, where they had to fill a leaky jar with water from a nearby spring, forever. 5. Prometheus, he was a Titan, the son of Iapetus and the brother of Atlas. He was a friend and benefactor of mankind, who taught them many arts and skills. He also stole fire from Olympus and gave it to humans, enabling them to progress and prosper. Zeus was angry and wanted to destroy the human race, but Prometheus intervened and tricked him into accepting the bones and fat of a sacrificed animal, instead of the meat. Zeus swore revenge and devised a terrible punishment for Prometheus. He chained him to a rock on Mount Caucasus, where an eagle came every day and ate his liver, which grew back every night. He also sent Pandora, the first woman, to Earth, with a jar full of evils, which she opened and unleashed upon the world. Prometheus endured his agony for thousands of years, until he was freed by Heracles, the son of Zeus. 6. Atlas, he was another Titan, the son of Iapetus and the brother of Prometheus. He was the leader of the Titans in their war against the Olympians, the younger generation of gods. He was a formidable warrior, who could wield a huge spear and shake the earth with his strength. He also had a special role in the cosmic order. He held up the sky, which was a solid dome, and prevented it from falling on the earth. However, he was defeated by Zeus, who hurled his thunderbolts at him and his allies. Zeus punished Atlas by making him bear the weight of the sky on his shoulders, forever. He was stationed at the western edge of the world, near the Garden of the Hesperides, where the golden apples of immortality grew. He could not move or rest, and he suffered from the cold and the heat. He also had to deal with the occasional visitors, such as Perseus, who turned him to stone with the head of Medusa, and Heracles, who tricked him into taking the sky back for a while. 7. Titius, he was a giant, the son of Zeus and Elara, a mortal princess. He was so huge that his mother died giving birth to him, and he had to be delivered by Gaia, the earth goddess. He grew up to be a violent and lustful creature, who attacked anyone who crossed his path. He also had a crush on Leto, the mother of Apollo and Artemis, and tried to rape her when she was on her way to Delphi. Apollo and Artemis intervened and killed him with their arrows. He was sent to the underworld, where he was stretched out on the ground, covering 9 acres. 2 vultures came and ate his liver, which regenerated every day, just like Prometheus. 8. Salmoneus, he was a king of Elis, who was notorious for his arrogance and impiety. He claimed to be equal to Zeus and demanded that his subjects worship him as such. He also tried to imitate the thunder and lightning of Zeus, by driving his chariot over a bronze bridge and throwing torches at the people. Zeus was offended by his blasphemy and struck him down with a real thunderbolt. He also destroyed his city and his people, and sent him to the underworld, where he was tormented by the Furies, the avenging spirits of the dead. 9. Lycaon, he was a king of Arcadia, who was infamous for his cruelty and wickedness. He ruled over a land of savages, who practiced cannibalism and human sacrifice. He also despised the gods and doubted their existence. He decided to test Zeus, who was visiting him in disguise, by serving him a dish of human flesh, made from his own son, Nyctimus. Zeus was disgusted and enraged by his sacrilege and turned him into a wolf, along with his other sons. He also restored Nyctimus to life and sent a flood to wipe out the rest of his subjects. 10. Erisan, he was a king of Thessaly, who was notorious for his greed and disrespect for nature. He wanted to build a lavish banquet hall, and he ordered his men to cut down the trees in a sacred grove of Demeter, the goddess of agriculture. He even killed a dryad, a tree nymph, who begged him to spare her oak tree. The dryad cursed him with her dying breath, and asked Demeter to punish him. Demeter heard her plea and sent Limos, the spirit of hunger, to infect him. Erisan became insatiably hungry, and he ate everything he could find, but he was never satisfied. He sold all his possessions, including his own daughter, Mestra, to buy more food, but he still starved. He eventually resorted to eating his own flesh, until he died of self-cannibalism. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.